tale of kingdoms and continuity. Once upon a time in the heart of West Africa, there thrived a land known today as Edo State, a place where history, culture, and tradition converge to shape a people and their destiny. The story of Edo is not just the story of its geographical boundaries. It is the tale of a powerful empire, the resilience of its people, and their ability to preserve a legacy despite the trials of time. Origins of a kingdom. In the distant past, long before colonial powers ventured into the African continent, the region now known as Edo was inhabited by small communities of farmers, hunters, and artisans. These communities were bound by shared spiritual beliefs and an intrinsic connection to the land. They worshipped deities who governed the rivers, forests, and skies, laying the spiritual foundation for what would later become one of the most powerful kingdoms in Africa. According to legend, the earliest rulers of this region were the Ajaso, a lineage of kings believed to have descended from the heavens. The term Ajaso means kings of the sky, and they were revered as semi-divine figures who wielded both spiritual and political power. The Ajaso dynasty began with Ajaso Igodo, a wise and just ruler who united scattered communities into a single kingdom, laying the groundwork for what would later be called the Kingdom of Benin. The era of the Ajaso. The Ajaso period was marked by innovation and a commitment to governance. The kings established a council of elders to advise them, creating a system of checks and balances that ensured stability. Oral traditions tell of Ajaso Igodo's successors, rulers who constructed the first fortifications around the capital and developed intricate systems of administration. Yet, like all dynasties, the Ajaso era faced its share of challenges. Over time, cracks began to appear in the kingdom's foundation. Succession disputes and internal rivalries weakened the monarchy, leaving the people disillusioned. The last Ajaso, Ajaso Iwodo, was particularly unpopular. His rule was marred by misfortune and dissatisfaction, culminating in his exile and the end of the Ajaso dynasty. The rise of the Oba. Following the collapse of the Ajaso dynasty, the people of Edo sought new leadership. Their quest led them to Ile-Ife, a neighboring Yoruba kingdom renowned for its sophisticated culture and governance. There, they invited Oranmiyan, a prince of Ile-Ife, to become their ruler. Oranmiyan accepted, marking the beginning of a new era for the Edo people. Upon ascending the throne, Oranmiyan established the Oba dynasty, which continues to this day. His reign symbolized a blending of cultures, as he brought with him the customs and wisdom of Ile-Ife, enriching Edo traditions. Oranmiyan's son, Yuka succeeded him and became the first official Oba of Benin. It was under Yuka's lineage that the Kingdom of Benin truly flourished. The Golden Age. The Kingdom of Benin reached its zenith during the 13th to 16th centuries, a period often referred to as its Golden Age. Under the leadership of visionary Obas, the kingdom became a hub of art, commerce, and governance. Among these rulers, Oba Uwere the Great, reigned 1440 to 1473, stands out as a transformative figure. Uwere the Great is credited with transforming Benin City into a fortified and organized urban center. He ordered the construction of massive walls and moats, structures so vast that they were considered one of the largest earthworks in pre-modern history. These fortifications not only protected the city, but also symbolized the kingdom's strength and ingenuity. During this period, Benin established itself as a major trading power. The kingdom's wealth was built on trade in ivory, pepper, textiles, and later, slaves. Portuguese explorers who visited Benin in the late 15th century were awestruck by its sophistication, describing a kingdom of wide streets, grand palaces, and a well-organized government. Art flourished under the Obas, particularly the creation of Benin bronzes, intricate plaques, and statues crafted from brass and bronze. These works of art depicted the Oba, his warriors, and scenes of courtly life, serving both as historical records and expressions of the kingdom's grandeur. Challenges and resistance. The prosperity of the Benin kingdom did not last unchallenged. By the 17th century, internal conflicts and external pressures began to erode its stability. The transatlantic slave trade, once a source of wealth, became a double-edged sword. As European demand for slaves increased, it fueled wars and disrupted traditional governance structures. By the 19th century, the kingdom faced an existential threat from British imperialism. The British, driven by economic and strategic interests, sought to dominate the region. Tensions culminated in the infamous Benin Expedition of 1897, a catastrophic event that marked the end of the kingdom's sovereignty. The British, claiming retribution for an earlier confrontation, launched a punitive expedition against Benin City. Their forces looted the city, setting it ablaze and seizing its treasures. Among the plundered items were thousands of Benin bronzes, which were taken to Europe and displayed in museums as spoils of conquest. The Oba, Oven Ramwan Nagbesai, was captured and exiled to Calabar, signaling the end of Benin's independence. Colonial rule and independence. During the colonial period, the territories of the Benin Kingdom were incorporated into what became southern Nigeria. Traditional systems of governance were suppressed, and the British imposed their administrative structures. Yet, the people of Edo retained their cultural identity, preserving their traditions and customs. The struggle for Nigeria's independence in the mid-20th century saw contributions from Edo's sons and daughters. Prominent figures from the region advocated for self-governance and national unity, ensuring that Edo's voice was heard in the emerging nation. The creation of Edo State. Edo State, as we know it today, was officially created in 1991 when the old Bendel State was split into Edo and Delta states. Its capital, Benin City, remains a testament to the historical and cultural legacy of the Benin Kingdom. Edo is home to diverse ethnic groups, including the Edo, Ezen, Afamai, and others, each contributing to the state's rich cultural tapestry. A renaissance of culture. In recent decades, there has been a renewed interest in Edo's history and cultural heritage. Efforts to reclaim stolen artifacts, such as the Benin bronzes housed in Western museums, have gained international momentum. These artifacts are not merely relics, they are symbols of Edo's enduring identity and resilience. The annual Igu Festival, celebrated in honor of the Oba, showcases the vibrancy of Edo culture. Traditional music, dances, and rituals remind the people of their shared history and reinforce their sense of community. Modern challenges and triumphs. Edo State faces its share of modern challenges, including unemployment, human trafficking, and irregular migration. However, the state has also shown remarkable resilience. Initiatives to empower the youth and foster economic development are gaining traction. Agriculture, oil production, and tourism are key drivers of the state's economy, while investments in education and infrastructure are paving the way for a brighter future. A legacy of resilience. The story of Edo is one of continuity and resilience. From the era of the Ajaso to the rise of the Obis,